Alright, welcome back to what is possibly the last episode of Call of Cthulhu 2018. So everybody on the island is going nuts now. The cultists are all going to the whaling station. Kat was injured. I just went and gave her a med kit, and then she gave me the key to the whaling station so we can proceed. I'll just shoot fools. No, is this the right way? What's this? Oh yeah, there we go. This is the bootlegger's passage. But I bet you that spooky lamp is something. Those guys aren't quite as scary as I think they want them to be, which is fine. That's not the kind of horror I want from Lovecraft stuff. Oh no, shit peasants. I need to sneak through here? Apparently you can run out of ammo. Oh, here's some. Oh, God. Okay. It's fine. Everybody can stop freaking out.
It's happening.
Alright, Chapter 13, Abandoned Whaling Station. Pierce crossed the docks, where old acquaintances and new faces met their ends. All over the place, Leviathan slaves were wandering in search of a victim. After fighting his way through, and after discovering the truth about the origin of the cult and its founders, Pierce finally reached the whaling station. He hopes to catch Sarah Hawkins before she does something bad. Yeah, so we had that reconstruction in the harbor master's office, where we saw that when they made the miraculous catch, when they brought Leviathan aboard and people ate of its flesh, you can see that the people who were there doing that included Dr. Fuller, Captain Fitzroy, and Charles Hawkins himself, which means that those guys stopped aging around that time, because they look, aside from Charles Hawkins, who is now a Squid Man, they all look about the same. But let's enter madness here.
Hither thou shalt be free. Sarah is with those bastards. I gotta find her quick. This tank seems strong enough to break down the door. A rope and a hook. Could use that to hold the reservoir back. Sarah Hawkins was probably taken behind this huge door. Got to find a way to get through. Locked. Let's hope the key isn't far.
So I have the rope and the hook. I'm not sure.
This tank seems strong enough to break down the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that much. Is there an interstitial level here that I can get off on? No. Okay. What am I missing about this mechanism? There's been something up here. Maybe? Gosh. Of course, this would be the puzzle that stumps me. Okay, so I gotta lower that thing, I think. That's gotta be it. Can I go out here? Oh, I can. Okay.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Alright, this is volume 5. These are the last entries of the pastor's wife. Her husband ordered his faithful to come together for a final ceremony in the honor of Leviathan. She fears that the pastor will ask them to sacrifice themselves to this abomination. She tried to escape. This is probably why her body was found in a cave under the mansion.
Looks like a page from a log from 1847.
Okay. Friday, 4th June, 1847. 53 north, 53 west. We are starving. The fish seems to have deserted these waters. If I don't quickly find an answer to this crisis, Fitzroy could well set off a mutiny. Each day, more and more people believe in his tales of the miraculous catch. Merciful God, help me. Wednesday, 9th of June, 1847, 57 north, 51 west. We sighted an enormous whale further to the south, the biggest we have ever seen. Fitzroy keeps telling the men that this is the miraculous catch he promised them. We will catch it and bring it back home to feed our families. Okay, nothing there, but nothing in here. Key.
Fuller was a crew member too. Interesting.
Wednesday the 23rd, June of 1847, 33 north, 53 west. The morning is biting cold. This creature made us work hard. Half of my crew is dead. I've never seen such a thing. I do not even know how to describe what happened. It's as if the creature was talking inside our heads. Some of my men went crazy and jumped overboard. This thing is not a whale. It's far bigger. I don't even know how to describe it. It practically gutted our ship with these tentacles. I don't know how my harpoon finally pierced the skull of this monster. The crew is in a sorry state. Fuller looks after the injured, but some will not recover. So Fuller and Fitzroy were on the crew of the Scylla when they made the miraculous catch. What was, I think, supposed to be 80 years ago? So I think it's 1920.
I'll be lucky if it's still sharp enough.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
Oh, never mind. Okay, cool. That's exactly what we needed. Go down here.
This should stop the cart from moving. This should help me get the tank swinging.
I think I want to move it back.
I need something to cut the rope to release the tank against the door.
We are now masters of psychology.
What is that thing? What is that thing? Sarah? Hello. Who is this?
The quest for truth requires sacrifice. There's no room for compassion.
Who's there?
Your stubbornness at wanting to help others who would have deserted you is a weakness. Fate leads us inevitably to solitude, and in one's final moments, one is always alone. You can't escape it forever. It will always find its way.
Damn it!
Can I help you, sir?
Everything points back to the day they brought in that thing.
Photograph of the crew of the Scylla. A forgotten photograph in the offices of the whaling station. Only a handful of the Scylla crew is present. Captain Fitzroy and Dr. Fuller are included. It's dated 1847.
While the sailors were going insane, Fitzroy and the mutineers took over the ship and probably killed the captain.
Thursday, 25th of June, 1847. 35 north, 59 west. Fitzroy encouraged the men all day. They are in shock and can't overcome their trauma. They say they can hear the screams of their comrades turned mad. Some of them hurt themselves in a desperate attempt to stop the visions that haunted them. Others chose to embrace them. Fitzroy is one of the latter. He named the beast Leviathan because he believes in his biblical nature. I told them to get rid of it before it's too late. This thing is not the work of God.
An old log.
Let's see. Monday, 24th of May, 1847, 42 north, 70 west. We have sailed from the island of Darkwater towards the north. Sailors say that these waters are haunted. I don't believe in these tales. It's not a good time for us. My men haven't seen the slightest trace of a whale for quite a while. If this season doesn't improve, they will no longer wish to serve on the Scylla. Sunday, the 30th of May, 1847, 47 north, 55 west. We are not the only hunters here. While we were looking for a prey, we found dead whales, a dozen of them, drifting, their entrails exposed. They'd been shred, as if they were attacked by a huge predator. It's very strange. Perhaps it is a sign from God. Perhaps it is this good catch that we have long hoped for. We must find it, whatever the risk.
belonging to the captain of the Scylla. The pages I found seem to be the missing ones.
Excision of the Madness Stone. Beliefs and other superstitions have sometimes contributed to the development of medicine. Several centuries ago, it was thought that a patient with a mental disorder had a stone of madness in his skull. A trepanation of the skull and excision were thus performed. Sometimes the patient survived, sometimes he was cured. Today the vocabulary has changed, but the methods a little less. So I super can't look at that thing. I'm so freaking out.
They eat his flesh while he's still alive.
Oh, it's moving still. Is there a point to this little nook? Apparently not. Not a good time to be off balance, friend.
Learn to obey.
Ah, finally awake. How do you feel, Mr. Pierce?
Fuller! Son of a bitch! I'll kill you!
No, I'm not even really with you. Well, to be perfectly precise, I am with you, but not in this cell.
What have you done to me?
Me? Nothing, really. See, it's one of the exquisite effects of this incredible creature.
Leviathan!
I see you already know about it. Well, shall we begin?
I'm so nuts. I think I'm gonna go with it.
Let me take a sample from you. Flesh, blood, spinal fluids. Don't fear. Who knows what I can make with you? I need your body for my research.
I killed him!
A necessary sacrifice that proves your determination.
Oh god.
Find the truth and be free.
so I can see it from here. This? Damn it. That was close. Okay, it's this. Beautiful. Oh, that was not the one. There are some illusory ones. So I want this one, I think. So I just lucked out on that first try.
Pierce,
Fitzroy.
time to hoist the white flag. We're not gonna hurt you.
I won't go without a fight.
You think you're here of your own accord?
Stay back, or I'll put a bullet in your head.
Our supreme oracle has spoken. You will follow your destiny.
What?
In his awakening.
I see. You cannot escape my awareness. I followed your wanderings, your choices, your attempts to free yourself from destiny. But it is unavoidable. And as I predicted, you have come to free me. Awaken and call him.
Chapter 14, Coastal Cave. Pierce finally met Leviathan in flesh and blood. The monstrous creature submitted him to a series of ordeals, at the end of which he decided that the detective was ready to face his destiny. Pierce blew up the whaling station, and after a final confrontation with Leviathan, he passed out. Enter madness.
The voice. I can't hear the voice anymore.
You are trapped. Keep going.
My God.
This way. Stand up. Walk.
Is somebody there? Hey, who are you? Where am I? The miraculous catch was a trap. Leviathan wanted to be found. To our fallen crew members, they have given their lives for a greater purpose. The last name added is that of Charles Hawkins. I'm willing to bet that they killed all the survivors of the miraculous catch. It always comes back to the Scylla. It was where it all began.
It will soon be time, Edward Pierce.
You are dead. None of this is real. I saw you dead, as I see you now. Am I crazy too?
You survived. Don't you understand? You couldn't die. You will stay alive until you've fulfilled your destiny.
No!
Look at me. Look at me, Pierce. Dare tell me that you still don't believe it.
Cthulhu, Ilya.
When I was 8, my little brother fell from the apple tree. He was bleeding. I took care of him. That very day, I decided to become a doctor. I never reneged on my oath. That's what led me to Darkwater. The people here needed me. I died trying to save one of them. Help me give them a second chance. Embrace the power of this sleeping god.
You're out of your mind.
It's not just your life that is at stake. Many men and women have sacrificed themselves for this moment.
Colden!
You will not deprive them of their hope of a better life.
I saw what Leviathan did to Fuller. We will all die like him.
His life was written well before it started. It was not predetermined that he lived to see the call. But you, yes, it is your destiny.
This painting. The investigation. I understand now. Like you, I was called here by a higher power.
Yes. All your choices had the sole purpose of preparing you for the final decision.
I must make a choice.
Not just make a choice. The right choice.
Not yet, but soon. We have one more thing to accomplish.
What is it?
I must take you to Sarah Hawkins, our oracle.
Sarah, I feel her calling me. Let us not wait any longer.
Not yet. You have one last thing to accomplish.
No, please. I can't do it.
Do you understand what it is?
She has already fulfilled her mission. Worry about your own.
No. No.
No one will fight their fate. Neither them nor you.
Shut up! Silence! Stop! Go away! Stop!
Don't resist, Edward. They're already dead. There's nothing you can do. Just give in.
What happened to me? Sarah. I must go to Sarah. She is the Oracle. She will know what to do.
I guess I haven't said this yet, but I'm definitely playing this, like, going full nuts. So we might not get a great ending. But I can talk a little bit about the other endings when we're in the credits, perhaps. Is this nothing? Oh, okay. Chapter 14, Alabaster Point. After a final confrontation, Pierce must go to Alabaster Point, where Sarah Hawkins is supposed to be waiting for him. There, he must make decisions that could change the destiny of the world. Enter madness.
Reality as you know it stops here.
None of this makes sense.
Go! She is waiting.
What have they done to me?
Come on.
Oh!
Ah, Mr. Pierce. I was expecting you.
Fuller. You died in front of my eyes.
Don't jump to conclusions. Is there not the tiniest spark of a scientific mind inside of that detective skull of yours?
What abject substance did you use to turn her into an empty shell?
Abject substance. The serum extracted from Leviathan's oil bestows the power of life. To me, my body is nothing but the mortal vessel of my conscience. To you, it contains more answers and secrets than your insignificant mind can grasp.
You can barely stand up, and yet here you are. You never give up.
That is not you. Not anymore. Not since your disappearance on the docks.
Ah, detective. So easy to fool you. So eager to rush to the rescue of a woman in distress.
You won't make me regret having tried to save people. I did what I could. Even for Colden.
Your efforts to change your destiny, although in vain, make you worthy of the fate that is yours. The day has come. You will be asked to choose.
Everything from me. Wife, life, destiny.
You forsook your right to a normal life the moment you chose power over humanity. No one wants to see such an unbearable sight.
You don't have the slightest idea of what you speak, of what I've been through. I have sacrificed my life to the one who sleeps. My marriage, my family, my own flesh. Why didn't Sarah choose me? Why is it your damn face on her painting?
But you already know it. I can see that you will make the right choice. I don't know. I don't know. Your fear of the unknown and your stupid pride cloud your judgment. Quit lying to yourself and embrace your destiny. It's not cowering that brought you those medals. None of this is real. Trust your guts. If nothing's real, what are you? I am a projection of your mind. What remains of that instinct that pulled you out of the trenches. Don't listen to them. They're too dangerous for your tired mind. I'm almost there.
Here you are at last, Truth Seeker.
She was waiting for you.
You were waiting for me.
Yes,
When I finally discovered the truth, I knew you would come. All this time I was fighting it, afraid of what I might discover, but I was afraid of myself.
It's coming.
What did you learn?
Listen to me, Edward Pierce, as I will deliver the truth.
I have seen things. Strange and horrifying, but always true.
Will you trust my words?
Yes.
One man only prepared by the trials and revelations, holds the power to change the world. Because I saw you in the dreams I share with my God. I recognize you for what you are, a truth seeker. One of the rare humans who is able to perceive fragments of his mind.
Yes, yes.
I feel the truth in your words.
Because it was written. Or, as I like to see it, painted on the canvas of fate.
Pierce, help me! Silence!
Lui Muglan the Fa Cthulhu Ye Wagana Gal Fatagan.
So that was Call of Cthulhu 2018. There is a post-credit sequence, so I guess we'll talk through this. So yeah, I went with one of the 4 endings. I went with the Call of Cthulhu ending, just because I don't know, I think it's fun. The other endings, there is a good ending. It is dependent on you having enough sanity left, which I imagine would be pretty difficult. You'd have to make sure you're not reading a bunch of occultism stuff or doing some optional things. You kind of have to avoid content if you want to get to that point, which is thematically kind of right in the pocket for Lovecraft. Also drinking. Drinking actually helps your sanity because it dulls you to the impressions made with your perceptions. So that's kind of fun. That might be why I had not enough, or I had too much sanity for some of the options at the end, was because I did drink a few times during the playthrough. So yeah, 2 medium good endings. One of them, I believe you kill yourself with the gun. I don't really remember what happens after that, because I haven't done that ending. The other medium good one is performing the counter ritual to the ritual, which Cthulhu doesn't appear, but some presence becomes trapped inside you, and you are kind of catatonic, and you wake up in the Fuller Institute, and things are clearly still kind of going, and you're at the heart of it still, only it's whatever this presence is inside you that's the real danger now. And then the good ending is being sane enough to realize you can just walk away, and they won't be able to do their ritual if you don't help them. So I don't know how much kind of sanity you need for that, but yeah, it would be difficult, I feel like, to get. And I like, just really going for it, and if it's not the real world, why not summon Cthulhu, is my thinking. Let me see if I can skip the rest of these credits here and we can see the post-credit sequence. Hopefully it doesn't skip too much. Good, yes, here we are. Right, so yeah, that is Call of Cthulhu. As you can see, kind of thing that was going on there was kind of just the sheer insanity field kind of radiating off of Cthulhu in his return. That's something that gets touched on in some Lovecraft stories, people talking about how, the great old ones will teach us, new ways to kill, to be violent. They'll make us closer to the animals that we used to be. And I think that's a good expression of that. And, at the end there, we bashed Sarah Hawkins' head in. So yeah, that is Call of Cthulhu. Thank you all so much for joining me on this. Thank you for being patient with kind of fluctuations in quality of video. And I'm looking forward to returning to Mask of the Betrayer now. So I'll see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.